Hi, I'm Rob,
And I'm Dan,
and together we make,
Lopless Productions.
and we're going to teach you how to play.
No Limit Texas Hold'em Poker.
Let's start with a bit of introduction, Dan.
Okay, Rob.
Did you know that in No Limit Texas Hold'em Poker, you receive a total of 2 cards, which no one else can see?
2 cards?
2 cards.
That's amazing.
And in the middle of the table, there's 5 cards, community cards, which everybody can use.
Okay.
Let's look at some hands now. First up, we have high card, which is having nothing in particular, just a high card.
Next up, we have 1 pair, which is having 2 cards of the same type. For example, 2 2s or 2 8s.
Next up, we have 2 pair, which is literally having 2 pairs.
3 of a kind, which is having 3 cards of the same type.
Next up, we have a straight. 5 cards in sequential order. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, ace goes both ways. Ace 2, 3, 4, 5, ace, king, queen, jack, 10.
Next up, we have the flush, which is having 5 cards in the same suit.
Next up, we have a full house. That's 3 of a kind, as well as a pair.
Next up, 4 of a kind, which is having 4 cards of the same type.
Next, we have a straight flush. That's 5 cards in sequential order and of the same suit.
And the biggest one of them all, the royal flush, ace, king, queen, jack, 10 of the same suit.
Imagine getting that. Let's move on now, Dan, and look at a hypothetical hand.
I think this would really help the audience to learn how to play poker.
Here we've set up a table of 8 coloured players.
Is that politically correct, Robert?
Who cares? 1 card is now dealt face up to each of these players, Daniel. Do you know why they do this?
No, why?
Well, you see, the person who ends up with the highest card is where the dealer button begins. The dealer button is a position that everybody wants, because they're the furthest away from having to play blinds.
So the person in the green is the dealer person.
That's right. He has the king, the highest card on the board.
Okay, Robert, you were telling me something before about blinds. Could you elaborate on this?
For sure, Daniel. You see, left of the dealer is the small blind position, and left of that person is big blind. These are compulsory bets that must be made. The big blind is always double the small blind. In this game, small blind is 25 and big blind is 50. Throughout the game, though, Daniel, the software will increase the blinds at certain intervals, so that it becomes more expensive to play hands.
Okay, Robert. Okay, we're officially ready to start the game. The dealer starts by dealing a card face down to each player to the left-hand side, starting with the small blind, then to the big blind, and then to players in sequential order. The dealer then deals a second card face down to each player in sequential order, starting with the small blind, big blind, and then to other players in sequential order.
Be aware, Daniel, that after each hand, the dealer button moves 1 to the left, so everyone has to pay the blind.
As you can see here, the small blind is put in 25 and the big blind is put in 50.
Play is now ready to commence. Mr. Blue is first to act, and Mr. Blue has opted to fold his cards.
As you can see here, Mrs. White has put out 50 to call the big blind bet.
Mr. Grey has raised 50 up to 100, meaning the new bet to match is 100.
Professor Brown has decided to fold her hand. She does not wish to match the $100 bet.
Well, another caller. Purple calls with 100 chip.
Well, Dr. Green has decided to raise to 500.
Mr. Yellow, the small blind, has folded his hand, meaning he has forfeited his $25 small blind bet. It is now part of the pot.
Player Red, the big blind, has decided to call the $500 bet.
Miss White, who originally called the $50 bet, has folded to the $500 bet. She doesn't like her hand at all.
Mr. Grey has decided to call the $500 bet.
And now the last player to act, Miss Purple, has decided to call the $500 bet. Now that play has returned to Dr. Green, who made the original $500 bet, that round of betting is complete. The pot is moved to one side, and we can now look at a flop.
Here we can start building the community cards. The first 3 are known as the flop. Firstly, a card is put face down, which is known as the burn card. Secondly, a card is turned face up, a second card face up, and a third card face up. This completes the flop.
Left of the dealer is always first to act, and we're now in our second round of betting. This is the big blind, and this person has bet 100. Mr. Grey has obviously chosen to fold his hand. Miss Purple has called the $100 bet. Dr. Green is next to act, and he has raised the $100 bet up to $200. It's now up to Mr. Red again, who has called the $200 bet, And finally, Miss Purple, who has called the $200 bet. So there are still 3 players in the hand.
Players are now ready to see the 4th card in the community cards. This is known as the turn card. Firstly, a card is burnt face down so no player can see it. Then a card is placed face up, and the next round of betting can now commence.
The player left of the dealer is first to act. Here you can see the big blind is circled. This player has chosen to check on the turn card, meaning they don't want to bet any more. The next player, the purple player, has also checked. And the dealer button, the green player, has checked as well. We're now ready to see a river card, the 5th and final of the community cards. A card is burnt face down, and the river card is shown face up. The final round of betting can now commence. Left of the dealer is first to act again, the big blind, the red player. This player has opted to bet 1,000. Let's see what purple and green decide to do. Purple has called the 1,000 bet, but green has raised it to 2,000. Red has chosen to call the 2,000 bet, and purple has also chosen to call the 2,000 bet. Now all we've got to do is look at their cards.
And as you can see in the top right, the final pot has now been built.
Now let's look at the red player's hand in detail. The red player has been dealt King Jack of Spades. On the board there's 2 jacks and a king, giving them 3 jacks and 2 kings. A full house. This player has a full house. Now looking at the purple player's hand, they were dealt Ace Queen of Spades. On the board, they're going to use the King, Jack and 10, giving them Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 10. A 5-card straight. Finally, we look at the green player's hand. They were dealt Queen, 9 of Diamonds. On the board, they're using 10, King and Jack of Diamonds, giving them King, Queen, Jack, 10, 9, all of Diamonds. A straight flush.
As you can see, the green player has taken the pot, with the straight flush, beating the full house and the straight.
Well, that's about it from us.
Yeah, we're pretty much done here.
I think we're ready to head on and play some poker.
Yeah, let's do it.
You think they're ready?
I hope so.
Oh, I think they're pretty ready.
Yeah, we did a pretty good explanation.
But I think if they've got any queries,
Questions,
concerns,
suggestions,
complaints, or anything like that,
they should just come straight to us.
yeah, I'm Rob.
And I'm Wiener.
And that's pretty much all we've got time for.
So, thanks for watching.
I think the credits are almost over.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching anyway.
All in?
Why not?
Thank you.
Goodbye.